Hey everybody, Joe Vanourney, Cherry the Geek TV. We are here at Paleyfest 2023 celebrating Yellowstone, and look who it is, Josh Lucas, Young John Dutton. Welcome to Cherry the Geek TV. How familiar were you with the show Yellowstone before you were signed on to play Young John Dutton?
Well, I started in the beginning. I started in season 1 in these very tiny little, moments that Taylor told me back all the way 5, 6, 7 years ago that we're going to emerge into something different in season 5, and I laughed at him and thought he was crazy because the idea that a television show goes multiple years, much less some crazy vision like this that nobody knew what it was at that point. I did know that they had Kevin Costner, and so my responsibility came trying to figure that out and just have some connective thread between what I was doing with it. But then I was, as the show became so extraordinarily successful, I was definitely a fan. And then I was somewhat sad that I was not in the flashbacks more and kind of waited for them. But I knew that he had this plan to wait till season 5. And then, last year I got the call to go back, and it was very thrilling. And then also I sat down and watched all 40 episodes in a matter of 5 days, rather obsessively, and to try and get the weight of John Dutton and the character of John Dutton in my bones, figure out who this guy is. And I love it. There's not a job like it on the earth.
I want to compliment your performance because we all know Kevin Costner, right? He's a big movie star, been in lots of movies. We know what he looks like. You're also a big movie star. We've seen you in plenty of things. We know what you look like. I've never seen you in something and go, oh, he looks like Kevin Costner. But I watch Yellowstone, and I totally see, you're a young version of Kevin Costner. What did you do to prepare to capture that essence?
Look, so much of it, of course, has to do with finding the voice of John Dutton, which is the voice that Kevin has created with John Dutton. But more than anything, it was the conversation I had with Taylor Sheridan way back years ago, and we talked about The Godfather, and we talked about how Brando and De Niro did not try and be like Marlon Brando. He did not try and look like him. He just tried to have the essence of the character, so much younger in him, and that was where the focus was, to try and find, the little things that would again be the connective tissue for the audience to go like, oh wow, I forget that, and not try and look like him actually, but try and have where the audience was watching John Dutton, and that's what Kevin has done so beautifully, is that I don't see a lot of Kevin in John Dutton. I mean, Kevin is, the different movies he's done for so many years. I see now an actor who's, he is John Dutton when you watch the movie.
So Taylor Sheridan's created this Yellowstone Universe, right, where he's telling the whole saga of the Dutton family in different years, 1883, 1923. Has there been any talk of maybe taking your Young John Dutton character and these amazing kids, the younger version of Beth and Rip and all these actors that are so amazing, playing the younger versions and then doing a story told 20 years earlier?
The honest truth is there's been no talk from anybody official, but there's been lovely fan reaction that has asked for it, and I sure as hell would do it in a second. Being out there in Montana on these horses with this crew, with this writing, is an amazing job. And I get it. I love seeing the different versions of Yellowstone, whether it's Harrison Ford or Tim McGraw or what we're going to see soon with Bass Reeves. So the idea of seeing John Dutton at a different phase of his life. I'd like to see John Dutton when he's 20, and who's that actor, and what's that romance like between him and, or see my character with Gretchen again, and when they were happy and in love, and so I love it.
What do you think about Taylor Sheridan's writing? Is it that appeals to so many people? What makes his writing so popular?
I think there is an authenticity to it. I think this is a writer who is telling a very, very clear story that he knows incredibly well. Every other show on earth is written by very many people. This is a show and a universe that's being written entirely by one person. And so he knows the past and the future and the present because it's in his mind, and it's in his family, it's in his DNA. So I think that's what people respond to.
Well, we hope we see more Young John Dutton in the future of Yellowstone. Josh Lucas, thanks so much for chatting with us on Cherry the Geek TV.
Yeah, of course.
Bye-bye.